Hey everybody, just wanted to check in with a little update on the database here. Just wanted to kind of go over the structure of it again and highlight a few new features as well. Just as we're getting ready for the new season here, I thought it would be a good time to do that. So you can find the database at the raffleleague.wordpress.com here. Really kind of the only thing on here. So if you scroll down, database 2.0, a little bit of background on it. And then here is the 2023 version, the latest version of it. So on the first tab here is important notes, just kind of gives a background of some important events, different scoring changes and things like that. A couple of other notes here like playoffs, trying to use that exclusively for the winners bracket and not just postseason overall. And then as a reminder, the normalized statistics. So because we've had different scoring throughout each of the different years, some of the stats like highest points for in a season or lowest single game record can be skewed depending on the scoring of that individual season. So the normalized stats basically put everything on an even playing field. But yeah, let's get into some of the tabs here. Let's start with draft summary. This just shows a summary of the draft, appropriately named, highlighted with the different colors. And yeah, you can flip through the different seasons here in the yellow. Generally, anywhere you see this yellow, that means you can select a different item from there. So season summary, this is going to have the total kind of season view. So 2022 is up here, and you can flip through that using that drop down. It's got total season finish, record, regular season finish, record, and postseason. Off on the right here, you can see the top players by position. So if we wanted to see the top wide receivers and where they were drafted and by who, we can see that. And then some stats here down at the bottom that you can flip between regular season and postseason as well. Now, owner summary, this is going to be a total view for a given owner. So we have Luke here after his championship season. Craziest stat I found so far is after 72 games, his points for and points against right here are 1.1 away. That's just crazy after such a big span of time there. But anyways, a bunch of stats split into total regular season, postseason, playoffs, and losers bracket. Some team names, acquisitions, total points for and against here. And again, you can flip this through regular season and postseason. And then a little summary of first round picks here as well. Now, competitor summary will give a view of how an individual owner does against their competitors. So again, we have Luke up, but you can flip this between these different options here as well. So if we just wanted to see how he does against players in the regular season, we can see that here. And then aggregate points and average points. These graphs will also change accordingly. So here they're regular season to match our drop down selection here. Season detail gives the most deep level view of an individual season. So this is Luke in 2022. You can see his total season finish here is 1 out of 12. And then individual games, how he did postseason here, and then some stats by opponents, wins, points for, points against, and averages at the very bottom there. And then off on the right here, just kind of another view of his draft for this year at spot 2 out of 12. And then a little graph showing the points by week, his scores in the green and opponents in the red. And then a new tab this year is the golf tournament. So just how the golf tournaments we've done on the draft weekend and how those have gone, where they were at in each year. Unfortunately for 2021, I only had my groups. So the other ones are lost to the annals of time, which is a little bummer. If you do have those somewhere, feel free to send them over and I'll get this updated. But yeah, just a little addition here. Look to do as we keep going forward. And then jumping back to these gold tabs here. So single season record, this is going to have the top 10 or top however many across all seasons here. So this is kind of where the normalized stats come into play. Like Zach in 2019 had the highest average points for in a season, but 2019 was a very high scoring year versus 2021. So you can see Sean moves up when everything gets normalized across all the years. And you can flip these to the different options here as well. If you just wanted to see postseason, you could do that, and all of these will adjust accordingly. Or I'm sorry, I believe just these four will adjust based on that drop down, but then highest games, lowest games, margin of victory, acquisition trade. So this one's a very horizontal view. You go side to side to view this one. And then some league season records. Now these asterisks on the acquisitions per team, Sleeper counts their acquisitions slightly different than ESPN, which actually inflates some of those numbers. So that's why 2021 and 2022 are higher. And we can see that in the individual owner acquisitions here as well. So just something to keep in mind. Now, all-time rankings, this has the most, my favorite improvement after this year. So this has one entry per team. So it's going to have 12 entries for every single stat that's on here. And in the past, it's been across the entire history of our league. But that isn't always representative, or it isn't always what people want to see. So, for example, all 12 of us have only been in the league for 4 years. So we can actually change the start year to 2019 through 2022 and see how everybody has done in that 4-year stretch. And every single stat on this tab will adjust accordingly. So win percentage, championships, everything down here at the bottom, min score, max score, trades, acquisitions, everything is just in this 4-year period. And then this middle section here, you can see it's slightly different. It's a little gray background. That will change based on what you select here in this drop down. But again, it's still over this 4-year period. So, say you're Jake and you only want to see the years that you've been in the league. You can go 2016 through 2022, or say Brandon really made you angry for whatever reason and you wanted to see what the league was like before Brandon got in. You can go 2014 through 2018, and you can see all these different views just using these drop downs, which I've had a lot of fun doing, and I think that'll be a good improvement. But yeah, again, this is found at the raffleleague.wordpress.com on the database tab. And as always, as it says here, inaccuracies or questions or areas for improvement, definitely let me know. I'm always trying to improve this document as much as I can. So yeah, just let me know if you see anything. Otherwise, enjoy.